Hi guys, it's Pasco here, the almost average athlete on another Sunday long run with Sprocket. We are on a 4-hour run today, so just for a change of course. It's incredibly windy, so you'll have to excuse the audio, and I've got you on the short selfie stick because I'm just trying to save a bit of weight, you know. So anyway, let's get on with it. So today's run is a 4-hour run at race pace with all the kit on, and I must admit this is the first run I've actually done with all my kit on, and it's quite a bit of weight in the end. It's a couple of kilo because I'm carrying a lot of food, and gels and energy bars are quite heavy when you total them up. I mean, the dog, he's not carrying anything. Lazy sod. I should get him a vest. What am I doing? Anyway, it's a run that's sort of target race pace, but it's ever so slightly slower because it's all about time on the feet now. My Aaron Ultra is coming up, well, supposedly coming up, but seeing as the world has gone mad recently, there is a great chance that it won't be happening. And then there's the Loch Ness 360 5 weeks later, and again we could be in peak chaos. So motivation for this morning was a bit few and far between, because there's a great chance that these races will get cancelled or postponed. And I know there's tons of you out there who are having races cancelled or postponed, and quite frankly it's gutting. What's everybody doing to stay healthy and fit and motivated? So I've been trying to eat well as usual, still vegetarian, you're welcome animals, and just carry on with my regime. Motivation's taken a bit of a hit, I must admit, because I don't know whether these things are going to happen. There's a lot of effort and time, especially out of family life, that goes into these runs. So I will admit today was could have stayed in bed quite easily really, but Aaron or Rat Race have said that they will have an answer for all the competitors on Monday, bearing in mind that the Scottish Government has recommended no groups of more than 500. There are 400 competitors at Aaron, but with marshals, friends and family, ooh, that's pretty close. Plus there's going to be the locals to think about, because I don't think Aaron have any cases of coronavirus, and you know, that would be the worst, taking it over there. So I totally understand if they did postpone it or cancel it. So we'll see. Also on the news, the boat that takes you from Androssin over to Aaron is broken. So it does feel a little bit like the world is conspiring against me, against us, and to top it all off, it's still so bloody windy. As you know, this year I've decided to do things a little bit differently. I have not booked any triathlons in, which as it turns out might be a stroke of genius, but I have decided to do an awful lot of trail running and get back into mountain biking. And the few reasons behind that are, trail running is inherently good for strengthening your legs, balance. I've got a dodgy ankle and it really has worked wonders for strengthening those. I very rarely get the ankle problems now. Generally harder work, even at slow speeds, but I've really been enjoying it. The main thing is that it's nice to be outside and see the countryside and not run around town centres and get off the tarmac. And yes, I know I'm running on tarmac right now, but that's only to get to the next bit of trail. The other thing I've been trying to do, but it keeps getting cancelled, is get on my mountain bike and get into some races. See what I can do there. Sorry about the wind. I think the reason I wanted to go into mountain biking is because the bike handling skills you gain from mountain biking are fantastic. Balance, speed, poise, everything. And because I'm a massive kid, it also gives you the opportunity to build jumps and balance beams and do tricks, which I can do none of at the moment. But this summer I am determined to be able to do a manual, a wheelie and gap jumps. That's what I'm aiming to do. One of the things I do at work is tinker about with mountain bike trails, so I have an opportunity to do extra riding at work when I'm at meetings, etc., and it's worked out quite well so far. I've had a few trips, had a mess about after meetings with staff, and whilst I've been at home I've been building jumps and a manual machine. So yesterday me and my daughter thought we'd better get them painted or stained, weatherproof them a bit, because the weather's so rubbish. Probably should have done it ages ago, but you know, so here you go. Here's me and my daughter in action. Sorry, darling. I've stolen your bit.
I can just do that too then, not that one. And that bit and that bit. But you can do that bit.
finished. I just need to paint that. Right, so.
No!
Yeah.
My bed!
I need to paint it.
No. Waxing it first.
A couple of things I learned from yesterday was always listen to your wife when she says, don't forget to change our daughter's clothes before you start using stain. That was the first lesson. And always teach your daughter how to use a paintbrush properly. And the third thing was, if she can make or find a way of making a bed out of something, she will do. I'm about halfway now, 2 hours in, or just over. I've been keeping up with my hydration and nutrition. Always practicing now, every time I go out, full kit, not every time, long runs, full kit, as much water as I can carry. She's just over a litre. I could carry more, but I'm doing loops today, so I'm going to stop when I drop the dog off, because he's looking a bit on the tired side. I'll drop him off in a minute and then I'll go around again. Maybe a slightly different route, keep it interesting. So here I go on lap 2. I'm not sure there's anything more depressing than going home and going into the kitchen and your wife is making scrambled eggs on toast for brunch, but me having to drop the dog off, give him a quick towel down and then come straight back out again. But hey ho, 2 more hours to go. Here we go. A sage bit of advice that my running coach gives me every time he sends me a plan is 3 things. That's drink before you need to drink, eat before you need to eat, and walk before you need to walk. And it doesn't matter what you're doing in endurance, sport, or any sport, that is really true. So I'm having a little walk at the moment because during the week, sorry about the wind, because during the week I got a bit of a twinge in my hip, and on these long runs there's a lot of reflection time with this crazy coronavirus doing the rounds. That's one thing, you know, because we all think we really don't want to get ill just before we get near a race. Well, the other thing, when you get to, I'm about 3 hours now, is injury. And running on field sidings like this, they are a prime candidate for a twisted ankle or a knocked knee, or, you know, everything else. Falling in the ditch, you know, could be anything. So a few minutes ago I was just sort of running along and started feeling this twinge in my hip again, so I gave it a little bit of a massage. I'm having a 4-minute walk just to try and loosen it off again, bit of a stretch, you know, because quite frankly these long runs now, it's not about building fitness, that's all done. It's just about time on your feet, so even walking at a reasonable pace is all good. So never worry about walking, particularly when you're a few weeks out of your race, because walking is better than being injured, because injured means you're not doing it. I mean, I might still not be doing it anyway for other reasons, but you know, I might as well give myself the best shot, right? I'm 3.5 hours in now, starting to feel a bit tired if I'm honest. Normally I'd run along this bit like a mountain goat, but I can feel my legs are a bit tired, and this is excellent trip territory. So instead I'm going to walk, I'm going to hydrate, and I'm going to eat. So when you do walk, whether it's on purpose or whether you just have to, or you're walking before you need to walk, most importantly, take advantage of the situation, get some more fluids in you, get some food in you, lower your heart rate, because if you lower your heart rate you're almost resetting yourself, and that's fantastic. And when you go again, try not to go off too quickly, just build up again to your normal race pace, and that'll allow your heart to stay steady and not spike straight away, because that's how you end up bonking. And we all know what bonking is, don't we? We've talked about this before. Nobody wants to bonk. So that's it, guys. 4 hours, very, very windy, lots of gnarly trails. And I must admit the last half an hour was a bit of a battle. I don't seem to have as much go in my legs as normal today, but I've had a couple of weeks of a lot of driving, so a lot of sitting down, so that might be something to do with it. So good luck with everybody who's got events coming up, because we've got to prepare ourselves for the worst, but keep training, stay healthy, stay fit, and remember, drink before you need to drink, eat before you need to eat, and walk before you need to walk. Bye.